career because all I was doing then before that was touring to state, and I was going back to state. But I wanted to go to the next level, so I said I need a TV show or a movie, and I got Fridays, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I know this is gonna bring me a bigger audience. Then I can show another side of me.
YouTube family, what's good? This your guy DJ Bless One. Thank you for watching another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live. Look, guys, we're watching Chris Tucker today. He breaks down filming and what's going on, why he quit Friday series and not getting part of the sequels and all that. And he speaks on the other things as well. And you'll be shocked to hear his actual response of why he didn't do another Friday. I mean, salute to Chris Tucker. I need y'all to pay them bills right quick by just hitting the like button, hitting the notification bell. Let's start the show right away.
Are really like
well, I know Cube want to do another one because Cube, of course, it's like, you know, he kind of created Fridays, and I was in the first one. And Cube, after I did the first Fridays back then, I never thought about doing sequels. I always wanted to do a good job and keep moving to the next movie. So Cube asked me back in, I think it was 96 or 97. He's Chris, we want to do another Fridays, man. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do another Fridays. I want to do like Eddie Murphy and them did. I want to do Money Talks. I did Money Talks and then eventually did Rush Hour. I said, I don't want to do another. And he said, what? You sure? I was like, nah, I don't want to do another. So he couldn't believe it, but he kept moving, and he got Mike Epps, and they went and did another one, and it was great. He did two of them, and they were great. So now, of course, they was in a Cube. You know, he don't mind if I come back at this, that. But the studio, I think, want to do it. They didn't want to do it, and then Cube is spearheading that. And I never really wanted to do another one. And I always said, because I know my fans love the movie so much, they always bring it up. I said, well, if they come to me with a great script, great idea, I'll definitely consider it. But I said it's been so long ago, and that character became such a great character. I don't want to mess it up unless it's really something good and we can really make it better, you know.
Yep, I got it on my shirt.
Oh, thank you. I saw that. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
That's enough now. I heard through the grapevine now, correct me if I'm wrong, that the reason why you wasn't going to do another Friday was because they didn't pay you, man. Now,
oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. And I'm going to tell you, the first Fridays, I was so happy I got that movie because I knew how it was going to help my career, because all I was doing then before that was touring to state, and I was going back to state. But I wanted to go to the next level, so I said I need a TV show or a movie, and I got Fridays, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I know this is gonna bring me a bigger audience. Then I can show another side of me. So when I did it, it was incredible. But back then, I got to tell you, one of the reasons why I didn't do the second one because of the weed. Because I said, man, that movie became a phenomenon. I don't want everybody smoking weed. And I never really told people this because I kind of forgot about it. But it was one of the reasons why I didn't do it, because I said, I don't want to represent, everybody smoking weed. I kind of made it more personal than a movie. And that's one of the reasons why I said, nah, I didn't want to keep doing that character. Okay. And it probably was good for me because it kept me moving, to the next phase and next movies. But that was one of the reasons. I said I didn't want to be get everybody smoking weed high in the world. So.
Now, I just want to ask real quick. So, like, when you say a great script for Friday, because most of those movies are really, like, powered by the two leads, with you and Ice Cube, and then he went and got Mike Epps. So, like, what does, like, a great Friday script act like? What is it, like, what would you say would be like the great or the best Friday script or something like that for you?
That's a great question, because you even made me think about it. It would be more like a great idea. Like this idea, this is the next level of where these characters will be at and go, that it'll make sense to the audience, make sense to everybody, makes sense to the story out of all those movies. They had one in between.
Yeah.
They had two. So
three movies.
So where will we be and what's going to be going on? It just can't be like
It
jokes.
has to be a logical.
Yeah.
I got you.
Those are the movies that last. If you do sequels, because they're hard to do, but if you do that, you got to really think it out and then make it make sense. So those are the things. And then once you get those things together, the elements together, then you can come up with a kind of the dialogue and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me this now. You've worked with people like Charlie Sheen when you did Money Talk.
Yes.
What was that like working with somebody of that caliber, that kind of?
He was great, man. I was just telling somebody yesterday, and Charlie Sheen and Paul Savino, great actors, because I did a lot of improvisation in Fridays and Money Talks and all my movies, because I try to put a lot of myself real. I try to make the character real as I can do. So soon as when I get into that Charlie Sheen, they will come right back with their acting skills, man. And I believe so hard that you got to work with other great actors, because when you giving out, they're gonna give back and even make you go deeper. It was so great working with Charlie Sheen, because he's such a great actor, and you see that in 2.5 Men and all the movies he's done before that, Wall Street, and Paul Savino, all his movies from Goodfellas on. Those guys, they don't miss a beat, because they listen to every word you're saying, and they are coming right back at you in that world you're at, and they're really in the character, man. So yeah, that's a great question, man.
So you had prime Charlie Sheen, you were like superstar Charlie Sheen. Was he wilding like that? How he wilds now?
Charlie was the nicest guy in the world, man. I gotta tell you right there, he had his little moments here and there, but he was still a great guy. And you've been around people. He let me borrow his Ferrari, man, when I was like 21 years old, because I was bold enough to ask him, Charlie, let me keep your Ferrari for a weekend. He said, sure, I'll have my assistant drop it off at your apartment. I'm staying almost in the hood in Koreatown. I got a $100,000 Ferrari parked out in the front of my apartment, because I'm still asleep. I didn't put it in the parking structure yet. And everybody's like, what? This is Charlie Sheen. That's how nice of a guy he is and was back then, man. So I would always, have a lot of love for Charlie, because how well he treated me, and he's still to me just the biggest star, biggest hearted.
He loved it. He was like, he just would laugh. He'd be like, crazy.
Right. Did he say you kicked with the wrong foot? You know how
He's like, you kicked with the
Mike
wrong
would
leg.
do his with his right. Don't you do yours with your left?
Yeah. He was like, Chris, you messing up that kick.
Right.
You got to get that right.
Hey, man, where were you at when you heard Michael pass?
I was in Atlanta, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Atlanta, and it was like everybody else, man. I was like, couldn't believe it, and it was a sad day, man. But Michael left us so much, and every time his music comes on, man, I just get happy and he just did so much. He was so ahead of his time, and he really lived a full life, even though it wasn't long, but he lived a full life. I mean, he lived 100 lives, man, because he was incredible, man. And so you got to go deep and tell stuff you might not want to talk about,
right?
But it's actually it makes you, it's healing. It makes you feel better, like. Man, they're great, man. They're great. I just seen one of the posters on Sunset, man. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Netflix, they didn't lie, they did it.
What's dope about that, man, is like Netflix isn't the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? There's some things you be like, damn, Chris, oh man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people know what Netflix is and what the ownership, and you know what I'm saying? They rivaling everybody now.
They on top of their game, man. And they wanted it, and I was like, let's do it.
How long ago did you shoot it?
I shot it a while ago. Man, and I was like,
and even with the Netflix momentum has been building and building and building.
Yeah, they're a great company.
The line.
All the time, man. All the time. And in my house, back in the day, teenagers come over my house, want to smoke weed.
Right.
Like, I don't smoke no weed no more. That's in the movie. Get out of my yard before you get us both in trouble.
Hey, man, do you feel like we put you in a time capsule, though?
You know what? I'm not really. I mean, I know that people love the movie. I'm glad they do, but I don't think that way, no.
Right. Man, and I'm wondering what a Friday, what I'm pretty sure if a script came, something, it'd be, move back to the neighborhood or something. We have to pull something out of our asses. You know what I'm saying? What's the next move for Chris Tucker?
You know, I got a movie. I just did a movie with Ang Lee, who did Life of Pi. Oh. That's coming out, soon, and so that's a fun movie I just did. And I'm just want to do more movies, and do more stand up. Keep on the road, man, and just keep it going. So
and also, man, just in the stand up Chris Tucker Live, you touch on just the tax situation also.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the tax situation, that was more of. You know how you would trust somebody to do their job while you're over here doing your job? Was it that situation like, man, my job is to act?
Yeah. Those spiritual things, those decisions that, it's good to make, man. It's good to make because it helps you.
Right. I mean, I think that you were one of the, I guess, first people of the generation, at least my generation, to present themselves as the young legend of today. When you got on stage at Def Comedy Jam and said, I'm pissed off, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From that point, I was talking to Donnell Rollins about that. And from that point forward, we knew you were going to be a star. Right.
And I said, oh man, that made me become a man because a lot of people, everybody ain't gonna agree with you.
I'm bringing a new product to market.
That's right.
They called me. I said, "Our rent due? Is our rent due?" It's crazy, man.
When I did my first Tonight Show, I was on the TV show one time, and the kid I barely knew from high school called me and said, "Hey man, can you buy me a truck?" I said, "I only made $518."
So you don't get all that money though. You got to pay taxes. That's half of it. Then you got to pay a lawyer because you got to have a lawyer. Then you got to take care of your family. A couple of cousins, Willie, Uncle Leroy.
And you find
you
got relatives you didn't know you met before they come out.
Oh man, I got so many new relatives. It's just so crazy. They come up to me, I'm your cousin. Your grandma know who I am. I'm your cousin. I said, no, you my grandmama cousin. She know you. I don't know you.
Now, how is this one different from? Besides having a 2 in front of it, this one is different from because you did this one in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, we did it in a couple of places. We did the beginning of it in Hong Kong, and then we came back to L.A., Los Angeles, then we went to Las Vegas. We just put everything, like sequels, you just put if you want to go on vacations, you write it in the script. You put all your vacation things in the script. So we said, hey, let's go to Hong Kong.
How did you finish? Because, my fear is that all people in Hong Kong will think all Americans now are like Chris Tucker.
Oh, man, Hong Kong. I was the only black person in Hong Kong. I was looking for black people. I said, where are the black people at? No black people, no. They thought I was Kobe Bryant, man. They didn't know who I was.
Really? Kobe Bryant?
It's like, Kobe, sign my autograph, Kobe. We love you. Where's Shaq? I was running, man, and I was over there. I got arrested in Hong Kong.
You got arrested for what?
Because they thought I was a spy, because they thought I had got off the spy.